Hey guys, and welcome to Tnashi's Movie Corner. Today we will be discussing Batman Mask of the Phantasm versus Batman and Mr. Freeze SubZero. This was recommended to me by Paul's Reviews, so I hope he enjoys this one. And let's get right down to it. When we do a versus, we go through plot, main character, side character, songs, humor, villain, cast, romance, and themes. Now, when it comes down to plot, just a brief summary here. SubZero, Mr. Freeze is desperate to save his dying wife, so he kidnaps Barbara Gordon, aka Batgirl, as an involuntary organ donor, and Batman and Robin must find her before he operates. In Mask of the Phantasm, Batman is wrongly implicated in a series of murders of mob bosses actually done by a new vigilante assassin. Now, both of these movies came out in the 90s. Phantasm came out in 93. Mr. Freeze SubZero came out in 98. And both of them were kind of sprung off of the 90s animated Batman show with Kevin Conroy as Batman. And I think he does a brilliant job, and he continues to do a brilliant job in these movies.
This was when Batman was cool, before the throat cancer.
In any case, going through the plot here, and we're going to get a little more in depth. Mask of the Phantasm, for me, wins out on plot. Because in this one, you do have this new villain that shows up. This, Phantasm, as they said. And starts killing off these people. So Batman's trying to figure out why this new character is doing what he's doing and everything. Trying to uncover the identity. And at the same time, trying to figure out why, and all this is happening while people are thinking that Batman's actually the one committing the murders, which isn't good for him. While this is going on, you have Batman having a relationship with another new character that's introduced to this, and the character is Andrea Beaumont. I'm sorry if I got that wrong, but in any case, so you have their relationship, and that kind of continues on from a point that we go back to in the past and everything, and you actually see how she kind of influenced him to become Batman. So that's, you get a lot of his backstory, and then later on in the movie, of course, you get the Phantasm's backstory and how that happens, and you get Joker involved in the mix, and you actually learn a little bit about his kind of dealings before he was, officially Joker, just back when he was part of the mob. So that's all really, really good and really well done. SubZero is pretty much on point as to the little brief synopsis I gave. You have Batgirl who gets kidnapped by Mr. Freeze, and he's trying to save his wife because I believe the tube is not working. She's dying. So he's trying desperately to save her, so he's willing to sacrifice someone involuntarily to achieve that. And then Batman and Robin are trying to, track down where he is and save her before this happens. And you don't get too much more in depth than that. You do see Batgirl and Robin's relationship. I believe this is the first real time that we see it for the animated series, because I believe up till season 4, I think season 4 actually discusses this more in depth, but it was also with newer animation, so it came out after these did. But in any case, it was nice to see that. But that's really, and of course you get Mr. Freeze and you get his wife, but really as far as the plot is concerned, that's really all there is to it. There's not too much more to it. So Mask of the Phantasm just has a lot more going for it, so we'll give it to that. Main character being Batman, really, in both of them, or that could be argued a little bit, but we'll go with Batman for both movies. Batman, again, I have to give it to Phantasm, because you really go into how he became who he is and his relationship and the decisions that he has to make and everything. And so I think that's done really well, and a lot more is done to his credit in this one than it is in SubZero. Side characters, we got to give it to SubZero because you do have Robin and Batgirl's relationship, and just them as characters, and especially Robin, kind of balancing off of Batman, and you get a lot going on there. So I think that one really does a better job. No real songs to speak of, so we're gonna skip that. Humor, we got to go with Mask of the Phantasm because, again, I said earlier, Joker's involved, and Joker is Joker, and Mark Hamill does a brilliant job at Joker, so you get a lot of funny moments off of that. Villain, I'm also going to give it to Phantasm once you learn the backstory of this character, and again, being established only in this movie, not having any build-up off of the show. It does a really good job of bringing this character to life and understanding the motivations behind why this happened, and kind of the mirror image with Batman on that. So gotta give it to Phantasm. Cast, again, I gotta give it to Phantasm. Mostly Batman's in both of them as Kevin Conroy, but you got Mark Hamill as the Joker, who does a really good job. The Phantasm himself, the voice was really well done, and it was by Stacy Keach. I'm sorry if I said that wrong, but that was really well done. And then you got Andrea, who wasn't a strong enough side character to put in with SubZero, and there's other reasons, but just as a voice talent, did a really good job of capturing that character. Romance, I can't believe I'm doing this, but I gotta go with Phantasm because you have Batman's romance with Andrea, and to see how it was and how it's slowly developing now, and the complications and what the repercussions of this relationship kind of had, in a way, like, to see all this and how it pans out, it's done really well. And then when you go with themes, I'm honestly going to give it a toss-up because both of them have really well-balanced themes as far as, how far do you go to achieve something, and the good and bad in people and everything. And so I know it's a clear sweep here for Mask of the Phantasm, but realistically I feel like it is the better movie, and it was made to be the better movie. It's a theatrical release movie, so it was the reason the story and everything's probably the way it is because it was supposed to be kind of separate. It's supposed to be in the realm of the 90s animated thing, but it's supposed to be its own movie. Whereas SubZero feels like it's just an extended episode. So while it's really good, and I think it's really well done, we've already seen Mr. Freeze before, so we already knew some of his motivations. We did get the new relationship dynamic going, but all in all, like, Phantasm just offers up so much more. But I do recommend you watch them both. They're both really good movies, and I do highly recommend them, especially Mask of the Phantasm, because it is a really good movie. And again, SubZero is a good one as well. But anyway, so that's about wraps it up for this review, this versus rather. So I do appreciate you guys watching, and do you agree? Do you disagree? Like, give me your thoughts on the movies below. Did you think it was going to be such a clean sweep like how it ended up being, or did you have a different kind of outcome in mind? Give me your input, and hopefully you guys like this vid and subscribe to my channel and continue watching these videos because I really enjoy doing them.
So anyway, I'm gonna let you go now. I gotta go and do a little fighting and whatnot. So you guys did a great job.